And the official report of the audit came out January 2022. So he needed to be queried where he had the information that he was exonerated when the result of the audit had not been out. He needed to be invited and queried where he received the source of information. And in the audit report, there are very many places that indicted him of maladministration and so and so forth, embezzlement of money and so and so forth. For example, in page 59 of that report, about 59,400,000 could not be, was transferred from the TS account to Unity Bank account, and the purposes of transfer were not identified. And up to the time I'm talking now, the Unity account was not made available to the auditors up to now. So and there are others in that report. That was on page 52. It wasn't the case. As I said, the account of Unity Bank was not made available to the auditors. And on page 8D there, the guarantee trust bank is the capital project account. But all that we draw there were not related to any capital project. All that we draw in that capital project. In all the expenditures were above the approval limit of the provost. For example, during the purported convocation, instead of the provost to surmount the amount of everything that the convocation will cost, and then go to the ministry to approve such amount, because there was no council on ground when he did it. He decided to be appropriating money on his own, sometimes money, because he knew he could not sign 1 million naira, about 5-4 times a day he would sign money, and they were just distributing it like that. So, and that is a very major maladministration. In that report, he approved and collected 2.5 million naira for himself and called it administrative charge. Whether bank administrative charge or he himself or self-administrative charge, we cannot understand that. The auditors queried that. Another thing was that he approved 2.5 million for himself to buy a domestic car. The car, there was no file. This is the director of works. There is no file to that effect with them. The receipt of that vehicle was not shown. The vehicle itself was not shown. And when he was leaving, he sent Camry, very unserviceable Camry to the college. It's there now. Nobody touched it with no tire. So these are the various things he did, and so on and so forth. Okay. He talked about many things he achieved. And one of the things he talked about when he granted that press report was that he established a pure water project for the college, and that is a scam. It is a cooperative in the college that owns the water project, not the college. So the proceeds does not come to the college, it goes to the cooperative that owns the water project. And that was one of the things he said he achieved. Now, also, he said he established farm in Ilesha Baruba for the college, for the so that the IGR of the college can be improved. That was done fraudulently because there was no memo signed to that effect. We have a very strong committee for that, for all those type of things he said he did. And when they visited the farm at Ilesha Baruba, there was nothing like farm there. And the amount we could lay our hands that they spent on the farm was 700,000 naira. And the money he said he realized is 18,000 naira 245. That is 18,245 naira from 700,000 naira. That's the proceed. 18,245 naira. And when they visited the farm, there was nothing like farm there. There was nothing. It is just like it's just a bush. So, and on the IGP thing, this college presently has been blacklisted for 2 years that we cannot embark doing IGMB in this college by ABU that is coordinating the project. And this one happened in its own period. In 2020, there was said to be exam malpractice. Letter was written to this college to warn them. He was here and nothing was done about the warning. They kept quiet. In 2021, another one happened. And that was what led to being suspended, not to continue on the IGMB. And he himself was the one who caused it. He went out to bring money, to bring students from mushroom centers for IGMB. Number one, it is the external students that he brought that were involved in exam malpractice. That is number one. Number two, the proceeds of the money he got from those external centers were shadily remitted to the college. So there was a shady dealing in the IGM. Apart from that, they have caused us the suspension. The money they realized from there does not come to the college course. There's an hostel problem. The MOU, government has some buildings meant for hostel in the college, but some of them are damaged. So I think some developers approached him when he was here to renovate the hostels. He invited them, and the way the project was done was shady. Number one, the MOU fraudulently signed by the former provost is faulty. Neither the council was not on ground, and the ministry that owns the college, they were supposed to contact for such thing. He didn't contact anybody, he just did it unilaterally, fraudulently, the way he did it. The MOUs were signed halfway. The MOU were signed halfway. Bills of quantities for the projects were not made available by the developers. So they were just quoting certain amount that they spent on the projects, which is very outrageous and embarrassing. But we cannot lay our hands on anything that will make us know that they have spent such amounts on the renovation. The fraudulent agreement between the former provost and the renovators was just okay. The agreement they made, the developers, the renovators and the provost, was that for the first 4 years, anybody revisited. And what the outcome of it is that they are trying to keep the debt on the government, because they were saying that the government should pay them their money and take the house. That is when we were negotiating with them. The government should pay their money to them and up front, and then be using the house. Some of them came to me even before we set up a committee for it. But I told them that they themselves, probably because of the bait given to you by the administration here, you fell for it. If you study this environment very well, this environment does not, that type of project is not viable in this type of environment. This college is already in the heart of the town. Students can go around here and find 12,000 naira per room per year. And you will ask a student, and 2 of them can share the room if they want. And you will say now that they should come here for a bed space to pay 40,000 naira per year. That is not viable. They will prefer to go to where it is cheaper. Where is that money in the country? That you did not study the environment, before you plunge your head into such agreement. But because of probably sweet mouth or everything, or what went between them, they fell for it. We have taken some measures. We have decided to send a powerful delegates to ABU in terms of this IGMB thing, suspension of IGMB, to write a very strong letter to them for appeal. Because what they said we did happened. It is not as if it did not happen. It happened because they suspended us. And we thank God we are making efforts to improve our IGR. We thank, as I said, we thank the governor for doing many things for us. He has, by the grace of God, the governor was kind enough to clear the 7 months arrears of the staff when he came on board. And we thank him sincerely for that. There is also reservation of payment of monthly subvention to the college, which enables us to pay salary regularly to the staff. So we appreciate the governor for that.